Hello, this is what came through for March 21st, 2026. So, I very clearly heard the phrase celebrity glitches. That was no mistake when that came through. It was super clear. But I definitely think that just is very much a public type of statement, right? We're going to see a lot more of those public type glitches. We're going to see more of the clone stuff, the weird behavior, because things are changing. The more awakening, higher frequency with the clone stuff. And I know there's a lot of people who've come in the comments and have said things when I've come on and said things, and they just can't really seem to wrap their heads around like the clone stuff and want to contradict a lot of things. And to that, I just say dig a little deeper, do some research, maybe even probably go watch some other spiritual people, ones that are also really, bigger names, obviously. And I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty sure they have some stories. But I think that there is going to be some glitches along the lines of like when I say glitches, it's like reptilian stuff, um, because they cannot exist the way that they want to exist at higher frequency. Clones can, but clones obviously do not last as long as like their original human body itself. So you start to see weird things happening too to those clones. But I not only think that the glitches are going to continue to happen more publicly as we continue to awaken, but I also think that there's going to be some like stories of older like public people, celebrities who are just really not going to care anymore about keeping any secrets or anything, and they're going to be talking about it because they're getting older to the end of maybe their current physical life here on earth, and they just don't care about talking about it anymore because they don't care whatever the repercussions are going to be from the dark side. And yeah, they're just going to talk about it. I say to all of this because there is a lot of scare tactics happening right now. There is a lot of fear trying to be re revamped and reinvigorated because of the things that are going on, because that is what they want, right? Fear equals control. It's very simple. And I think a lot of people tend to forget that that has been the basis of everything that we've ever had in existence of being here, right? I look at examples like school. Think about school. And if you really actually dive into why school was created, you would be kind of blown away. So I encourage you, if you don't understand or know the basis behind why school was created, I would look into that. There is control right there from the very, very beginning. News and media, obviously, that's control. Even from a young age, your parents have the news on, you're watching the news, there's control. You go to school, there's control. The curriculum, look into who created the curriculum and look into the families behind that and who created the curriculum. There is control. They made their own stories. They wanted to tell you history the way they wanted to tell it. It just continues on and on, and we think that control is all the thing. Control's not a new thing here, right? And then once they have the control, then they can tell you their own narratives, their own stories, create the fear, start to feel like they're winning, and then they start to have these things happen, like these glitches and things, because we as a collective start to be like, wait a minute, that's all bullshit, and it's not real, and what you've been telling us is not true, and you aren't real, all of this isn't real. We know what the purpose of all of us are, and as an entire collective, that everything should be established on like peace and love and coming together and keeping the earth safe and keeping the environment safe and keeping everybody and animals and all included just safe and protected and together, and to live this life where we're having, you know, a fulfilling experience here. And That's not what they want us to have. They want to control, instill fear, have everything run by money and all of these things, because money also equals control. That's the only way we can get it, is by earning it in some way, in some form of what they control. And we're not putting up with it. So do not allow this current scare tactics, especially, deter you away from the bigger picture that I've been talking about and others talk about. We have to make sure that we are all on the same page still of what we understand is coming and will continue to elevate. We are elevating, we are coming into this higher frequency, we are shifting into the new world. We are not going to allow the darkness to win. And we know that, but they still think in some way they can do these little things to make us as a collective slowly like deteriorate almost. And they're it's panic and chaos. That's all it is. That's all we have to remember.